We have 2 recon and 2 tanks that we're going against. So we're going to take lifesteal, because if we end up going against those 2 tanks and we have lifesteal and they don't, plus front armor and hunker down, then we should be able to win that fight just because we have sustain and they don't. And sustain is healing, or it would be like health regeneration, healing, mana regeneration in other games, but in this game, sustain is only really healing. So. So we're gonna head. So again, on the jacks, we kind of want to get into the fray of things, well, because we are a slow unit. So we want to try to predict where enemies are going and be there to be able to combat them. So we're gonna go to C, just because that's traditionally that's where a lot of players go to rush and just begin fighting right at the beginning. So we're gonna let our Dune runners kind of scout it out for us.
Enemy now in the lead. Enemy progress paused.
Now, a good way to try to tell if somebody's there and you're not sure is to kind of drop your drone off to the side. And if there were units on this vantage point right here, that means that they'd be attacking this. But as you can see, they were down a little bit further. We can't really fight. Okay, so there are tanks up here. We just saw this get attacked. So we're gonna go for these tanks. We can't really do a lot of damage to these to the rocket troopers, but we can do a decent amount of damage to these tanks. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna hunker down too, so we get increased damage and increased range. We're gonna just come up. And because we're on a vantage point, hunker down just works so much better because it gives us that much more increased range. We're gonna keep fighting this guy. He looks a little panicked. I don't think he really knows where he's going. Oh, there's some light tank destroyers. We're gonna make room for them. Let them get on the vantage point. Oh, we don't want to get on the vantage point. All right, so took out a lot of their units right at the beginning of the game. Not too good, not too well of a play on their part, but still. I'm gonna remove the chat. It doesn't look too well right now. Still gotta work some kinks out with that. Yeah, we're gonna head over to A. We're actually at the beginning of the game. We're light tanks. We want people to come to us to fight us, and going to an objective right outside of the enemy base is a really good way to do that. We might not be able to do a lot of damage to them, just because they're right next to their safe zone. Ooh, we don't want to fight rockets. So when your units are in brush, they have increased armor. You can see by this little shield that's on top of them. So increased armor really helps in duels, but it does not help against rocket troopers because strikers do not. Strikers ignore armor. Since there's so few strikers, they can't do a lot of damage to me. A lot of their DPS was lost when they lost a lot of their unit count. So we can actually take these guys out. Boom, got him. All right. All right, we're gonna go over here. We see this guy over here, kind of just chilling by himself. He has 2 medium tanks. So since these are our same unit, the same unit as us, we want to kind of try to take him out. You know, we want to prove who's the better medium tank. You or I. All right, he's backing. Got him. All right. So again, we want people to come after us, so we're going to go to the objective right outside of their base. So the way that you win in victory is by getting to 250 points. You can see your points at the top of the screen. It's the green bar, the enemies is the red bar. And the way you earn those points is you hold at least 2 primary objectives. Primary objectives are A, B, and C. If you hold at least 2 of those, you begin to gain points. There are secondary objectives on the map which help greatly throughout the game. Alright, since we are a little low, we're going to We're going to activate Hunker Down. Have increased range on these guys. And then we're going to lifesteal ourselves as well. Oh, we should get him. Alright, cool. So let's see how much. So I can see the range that I have right now with Hunker Down because I can hold V over my units and it'll show me the range. But now after Hunker Down, that's how small my range is. So Hunker Down is actually a significant range increase. They did take our radar dish, meaning we can't see them on the mini-map anymore. So I'd really like to get that back. But we're gonna camp outside of their base. So the secondary objectives. Oh, there's a guy right here. What's up, buddy? We're gonna drop the move speed drone so we can kind of keep up with him. He's way faster than us. But if we can keep up with him just a little bit, we should be able to tag one more unit out of his. Alright, we have brush jumper, so we want to utilize this brush to kind of speed up. Let's see. Hold on. I think. So the secondary objectives, you have this communication tower, cuts allied point gain in half, and it cuts enemy point gain in half. So because we have it, if they had two of the primary objectives, we'd be cutting those points that they gain in half. When you lock it, you remove all the other locks on the map, meaning so if C gets locked right now, when this gold bar fills up, and the enemy were to lock this right here, that means that C would become unlocked for us and the enemy would be able to contest it. While a point is locked is unable to be contested, meaning it'll stay green or red while it's locked. Green if you're ally, enemy, or red if you're enemies. Boom. We'll go over the other secondary objectives in the next one. So the company of the match was a rocket trooper. He did a lot of work. He was the rocket trooper that was there with us at that secondary vantage point right at the beginning of the game.